Hello, friends. I am Chevee. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? Let me know in the comments. You know I love to hear from you, so please let me hear from you. Yesterday I talked a bit about my Gen Con week and how I didn't really get to play anything. And uh, I didn't mean that as like a negative because I enjoy Gen Con for the people, not the games. And I got to spend time with people that I love and respect and trust and look up to, and so it was good for those reasons. I didn't have to play games. I was able to be with people that I needed to be with at that moment. And I got to meet up with a lot of friends who I only get to see once or twice a year when I'm at one of these shows, and catch up with a lot of people, and it was really rewarding. And I got asked a lot about my current life situation. I know that I do this every day, and that you if you're watching this right now, you probably watch this often enough that you've kept tabs on me. But a lot of the friends that I make in board gaming don't watch my channel. Some of them don't even know I do this. So they have a lot of questions about my life because they've met me once a year for the last 6 years and have been through every stage of this process of losing my family. And they ask a lot of questions, and I had a lot of answers and a lot of really intimate discussions with some people. And it was really cathartic and really rewarding to know that I'm not crazy, that what I've gone through is a pretty normal process when parents separate, when children are involved, and that it's okay, And I would be lying if I said it was easy. It's definitely not easy. I've had to struggle quite a bit with what my children expect of me. I've had to struggle with what I expect of myself. I've had to struggle with what I expect out of life and how I move forward. And I have to balance all those things somehow. And it's not easy. It's really difficult. I've had to make some very tough decisions that I hope are rewarded decisions. I hope that everybody involved understands. And I hope that everybody can come out of all of this with grace and dignity, and not be bitter and trollish and weird. We'll see. The process still isn't over. I've still got 2 little girls that I'm taking care of for the rest of my life. So for the rest of my life, what's happened in the last 6 years is going to be a part of that. And it's been 6 years. I mean, it's been that long since my life started to fall apart. I don't know how many times I've said it here, but Jamie moved out 2 years ago, but we lived as roommates for at least 4 years before that, and we're just friendly and living in the same house and raising children. And for Keely, that's been since she was 4. Since she was 4, her mom and dad have not been together. Her mom and dad have not been partners. We haven't been necessarily combative or aggressive. We've supported each other's decisions as parents, but we haven't been a team. And she's at an age where that's confusing and weird, and I get it. Unfortunately, that means as dad, I have to kind of put my life on pause and try to do the best I can while staying sane. And it's difficult. But I heard from so many people at Gen Con that I genuinely looked happy, that I genuinely smiled, that I wasn't just faking it, and they could tell. And that felt great. It felt really good to know that people recognized who I had been and who I am now are 2 different people. And, I talked to a friend today who I haven't seen in a very long time, and we used to be extremely close. We used to talk on a daily basis almost. And I told him, like, I'm sorry, I know I haven't been a very good friend these past couple of years. I've just, my life kind of spiraled very quickly out of control, and I've done everything I can to stay sane through that. I don't do drugs. I don't drink excessively. I have a beer every once in a while, no more than two, that sort of thing. I'm not an alcoholic. I'm not a drunk. I don't binge drugs or do anything like that to kind of self-medicate, because I know that's not the answer. So all I do, the only way I know how to self-medicate is to work and to be productive and aggressively go after my goals, because if I can't do that, then I can't provide for my children. And I truly feel that way. I truly feel that the best thing I can do for them is provide for them. The best thing I can do for them is give them every opportunity that they can possibly have, that I can possibly afford to give them. And I'm fighting for that every day. It means that maybe I'm not the friend that they want me to be, but I don't know how to be that person anyway. I've never known how to be that person. So I just struggle and I fight and I go forward and I try my damnedest. And it's been good, So it was good to see that people have recognized the change, because I feel like a better person. I feel like I'm more able to be compassionate for others, as opposed to being so self-absorbed with my own problems, that I couldn't even recognize the need of others. So I don't know that there's a point to all of this. I just wanted to say that if you've been here for that long, if you've been here since the beginning for the last 3 years, you've probably seen those changes, and I hope that my candor and my honesty can help somebody, because I know that I'm not perfect, and I will never pretend to be perfect, and I know that I have made a lot of mistakes, and I fight every day to correct them, but ultimately I fail more than I succeed, and people point that out to me. People who care about me in my life point that out to me, and I know that. So I just have to keep going. That's what I do. That's why we're here. 847 episodes and still going. I got the set up for the board game thing. I'm waiting on some equipment and start playing some of these Gen Con games so I can start talking about them. So I'm going to go play games. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends, being wonderful people. I appreciate you, and I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from health.howstuffworks.com. Why do we have eyebrows? Scientists aren't entirely sure why we kept this hair, but they have a pretty good guess. We know that the eyebrows help keep moisture out of our eyes when we sweat or walk around in the rain. The arch shape diverts the rain or sweat around to the sides of our face, keeping our eyes relatively dry.